Helen Viteri property offices based out of Sutherland. Our team, as always at Helen Viteri, done a superb job with the marketing campaign. Our owners have been well informed, well advised of the current position out there, and today we are going to auction 6A Auburn Street in Sutherland. So before we commence with the auction, I do need to let you all know that we do have online bidding available on this particular product. We've got multiple registered parties bidding remotely from the site. Each one of those registered parties has agreed to the terms and conditions, but for those watching, I will reiterate that we are selling under an auction contract here today. Those terms are unconditional. All of our parties are registered and have authority to bid. We've verified their details, and we're in a position to exchange contracts immediately after today's auction. We are bidding through the online system, so to those watching on the online, we do have the right to refuse a bid. I don't feel is in the best interest of my owner. There is a possibility that multiple bids come through at the same time. I will simply choose the order and the offer that we are going to proceed with. So I want to make it abundantly clear to those gathered, the contract will be signed at the end of this auction. Settlement is scheduled for 42 days from today's date. There have been no alterations to a rather extensive inclusions list, and of course, subject to any amendments having been made, the deposit will be paid today, and it is a 10% figure. Let's move on to what is a wonderful, probably beautifully presented and marketed on behalf of our lovely owners. I had the great pleasure of sitting down with this beautiful family earlier in the week and had a great tour of this home, and it really is a wonderful family abode in a superb position. Its configuration is perfectly blended for that wonderful free-flowing floor plan, opening out onto a huge open plan kitchen, living, diner that sprawls out onto the rear yard. You're sitting at almost 450 square meters of land, and every square meter has been maximized to improve your lifestyle. The quality of the fittings, the quality of the interiors, high ceilings, strong build construction really will make this a long-standing home to enjoy for all the family. The configuration with flexible living spaces on both floors also for the growing family, for the younger family, certainly will offer a wonderful lifestyle, and also that flexibility of communal living, and also a little bit of separation. Added to all of that, we find ourselves in the heart of this wonderful pocket of Sutherland. You've got good close proximity to Sutherland North Public, of course, in the Sutherland village, a booming metropolis and well serviced, probably with good easy access to the station and to all that surrounds us. In this pocket, of course, you've still got Kirui Janelli within that local geography, so all the wonderful villages that the Sutherland Shire has to offer are pretty much on your doorstep. And of course, with the South Village there, you've got all the amenities, facilities that you could possibly hope for. I personally see this as a wonderful family proposition long into the future, and today it's going to represent exceptional value. Our owners are being very realistic on expectations, so today I'm going to throw it straight over to our online bidders and look for an opening bid to commence the auction at number 6A Auburn Street in Sutherland. Who'd simply like to make that first bid? Happy for you to suggest an opening figure. I maybe think the first bidder has a very good chance of setting the tone here today, but you call out a bid where you feel comfortable, just type that in, send it through to me. I will choose to accept it or decline it. Somewhere maybe around that 1-3 would seem a fair place to commence the bidding today. Somewhere around that 1-3, 1-2-5, 1-3, I don't know, it's up to you buyers. Call out a number. Just type in those digits. Get tapping. Good opportunity here today. Somewhere around that 1-3. What's your dream price? Let's just get on with this. We'd love to move this forward. I'll simply tell you if it's too high. I'm a very fair auctioneer. Just type those numbers in, nice and clear. Maybe 1-250, 1-3, just need to commence that. I do have the right to a vendor's bid. My preference is not to use it, but certainly if you're going to hesitate like this, I'm more than happy just to give you a roadmap to success here today. But someone needs to put that first bid out there. Quite happy to negotiate post-auction, but love to see this sold unconditionally because it certainly favours our buyers also, with competition coming back into the market with those conditions that come with a 5-day cooling off period. So if you're in a position to buy unconditionally, I'd recommend that you just put your cards on the table. Owners are within close proximity, not too close, of course, but they are ready here to exchange contracts. But we do need to see a bid. Got to start somewhere, buyers. We've got till midnight. Very simply, we've got multiple registered parties. My goodness, if you're back to buy, I should have mentioned it in my terms and conditions. If you do want to buy, you do need to bid. Certainly getting the silent treatment at the moment, but...
Can we open it 1-2? Do you need to adjust any settings
No,
to do that?
just type it through. Sebastian, who is working from the office and in contact with the buyers, has asked if we can place a bid at a certain price point, and certainly I'm happy to just get this auction moving along nicely. So I'm just waiting for that bid to come officially through the system, because that is how they have registered and that's how they are authorised to bid. So that bid will come through on my phone. I'm not checking my social media, I promise you that. I'm just waiting for that bid to physically come through. They're just typing those numbers in. Sebastian's guiding them through this process. Naturally, it's the first occasion they're using that system. So we're just going to let them type in those 7 numbers, and happy to move on from there. Do bear with us. Just type it in, 1.21, 200. If that's where you want to start the bidding. Happy to do that. So 1.2 is the bid. We've chosen to accept that as a starting point at 1,200,000. We are off and running. So if you wish to compete, certainly expect maybe 25,000 on the rise. So call it back at 225 if you wish to compete, but 1.2 the opening bid and offer. Banked and thanked right up inside. Call out a number, 225, just type it in. Or bid it through, Sebastian, no drama there. We've got you covered, just need to increase your bid if you wish to bid. Call it back at 225 or something stronger if you wish to buy this home. 1.2 the offer, 1,200,000 the bid. Against all those others gathered, multiple registered parties online. So 1.2 we sit. 1.2 the offer. I'd suggest maybe a good bid to move this forward. 1.2 the offer, 1.2 million the opening bid. At 210 now. We're moving forward at 210, 210 the bid right up in front at $1.21 million. Just shout out the bid. We will type it in for you at 1.210 the bid. 1,210,000. I'd suggest stronger bidding than 10 will get us towards an opportunity to purchase this home at number 6A Auburn. It is a quality build, built to enjoy by a family. This was not a development project. This was simply for the family to enjoy. At 210 the bid. 1.210 the offer. Looking for a rise at that price at 1.210 the bid though. Call it back at 50 I suggest from here, but at 210 the offer, looking for 10 on the rise at 1.210 the bid. 220 the bid now. We're moving forward in 10s at 220. Welcome you back at 30 or something stronger. My goodness, at 220 that'd be exceptional buying. 1.220 the offer. 220 the bid, looking for, well, keep it in 10s if you will, but I suggest we go stronger. Maybe 40 from here. At 220 is the bid. At 220 the bid away. 230 the offer now. 230 is in front at 1.230 the bidder numbers 007 has stolen a march at 230, 2 in the race at this stage, but I welcome new competition in. At 230 is the offer. Can I say 40 or 50 something from here? But at 230 I bid. Now is a chance. I'm going to call it away at 1,230,000. First chance. Second. 240 the bid. Another 10. Edging closer to 240 the bid. Go from here. Look, we're travelling in 10s here. Bit of work to do, but at 240 we still got 2 bidding. 240 going once at 1,240,000. Any better bid? We negotiate with the high bidder at 240 twice. Is there any better bid? At 1,240,000, all finished. Bidder number 3 is in front at 1240, the bid at 1,240, the offer. Family holds it now. And what of home it will make for the lucky purchaser here today. But we do need to see an increase from 1,240 for our owner to consider their position. But at 240, the bid. Call it back at 50, something stronger. I'd expect we should fly past 1.4, to be honest. Wonderful proposition. Ready to go, ready to move in and enjoy. Quality schooling on your doorstep, amenities, retail facilities. This is a good buy. But at 240 on bid, is there any better offer? At 1,240,000. Once. Twice. We simply negotiate with the highest bidder. Third. Any better bid? Bear with us, the bids are coming through. 240, 240 the bid. 1,240. Just Sebastian's on that phone having a conversation, just talking them through, but we need to be north of this figure, no doubt about it. At 1,240 the bid, 240 the offer. Certainly suggest that for 449 squares, this is a bigger than a house proportions, wonderful positioning. You've got 3 bathrooms, beautiful, the main of course with a beautiful ensuite. Sleek finishes throughout, nothing to do. The move-in lifestyle, sit back and wait and watch it appreciate in value over the coming years. This is good buying, but at 1,240, certainly not going to transact at that price point. Need a bid north of that figure at 1,240,000. I need confirmation from our buyers at 240. Once. Okay, just bear with us. Sebastian's asked me to just allow him to have a quick conversation with our registered parties who are away from the bidding at 240. I'm just going to ask that we pause the stream at this point. We'll come straight back to you. Bear with me. Bear with me.
I paused it, so see what happens.
Come.
I press pause.
I know.
Go have a chat. Bring it back on.
1,270, bid number 3, increased offer. Are we back on? So I just got to check that we're streaming again. Yep, just to clarify that. We had an increased bid, 270 the offer now. 1,270 the bid. Bidder number 3 is in front at 1,270,000.
Sorry, apologies.
270 the bid. 1,270 is the offer. And bidder number 3 has put themselves in pole position to negotiate post-auction at that price, certainly. I'm just going to invite new interest online. Just please pump your bids through the system. We're happy to accommodate you. But at 270, there have been 2 bidders, both bidding. Increased bid from bidder number 3 to secure their position in the lead at 1,270,000. This is a good proposition, and my goodness, I know for a fact our owners at this price are quite happy to sit and wait and watch this appreciate. They are keen to sell though, I'll give them that, but at this price point we're going to need to see increased bids from either the highest bidder or new competition. So at 270, 1,270 the bid on the floor here. Just going to give both our agents an opportunity to converse with our online bidders via the telephone. I've got all the technology covered here today, but I'm going to allow them that opportunity. Love to keep this auction open and alive. 1,270. We are just going to allow that conversation to continue between those interested parties. I'm just going to check our online system if bids are coming through. There's nothing at this stage. At 270 is the bid. 1,270. Bidder number 3 is in front. 1,270. The bidder number 3, as I've mentioned. Maybe that vendor bid is going to come out to play. just to position and give our buyers an indication of what is our proposed purchase price at auction today. I will reiterate, I sincerely believe that there's good buying opportunities in this market. 1 point, just need to confirm that bid's going to come through the system, looking for an increased bid. 1.3 is the bid now. 1,300,000. We are edging closer, certainly, but a bit of work to do. So do bear with us online. Again, I encourage new competition. I welcome you in. Nice to see everyone bid at an auction. If you're trying to affect a result, the only way is to be included. So at 1.3, we're bidder number 3. She holds it, and it's against our other bidder number 007. My suggestion to them is you only live once, so let's get on with your life in a wonderful, free-flowing family home in a growth suburb with good, easy transport connections to all that surrounds us. So this is a good investment long-term. Certainly at these price points, I encourage this is an excellent buy. But at 1.3 the bid, at 1,300,000. So we're just going to have a quick conversation with our highest bidder and just see where we can go from here. 1.3 the bid, bidder number 3 is in front, just checking, just clarifying. Yep, bidders are there, sitting, just waiting, and my goodness. Carpe diem is my philosophy. Seize the day, get yourself in front. We will negotiate with you post-auction at this price point, but certainly we're going to allow every opportunity and every moment for our owners and buyers to reach a conclusion whilst you watch at home in the comfort of your living room. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, both through our system and also via the telephone to both of our interested parties. We've got contact, we're having communications with them, we're talking them through the process, talking them through our owners and vendors' expectation, no doubt. But a 1.3 is the live offer, bidder number 3 is in front at 1,300,000, looking for a rise from there to transact here today. It's a wonderful proposition, great family home, really is. I was there yesterday evening, 5:30 p.m. Beautiful night in Sutherland. Family there having their dinner around that beautiful big kitchen. Seating for 8 or 10, I could have stayed all night. The red wine was out, I restrained myself. We might leave a bottle in the cellar for the lucky purchaser, but we've got a bit of work to do at 1.3. But plenty of time to do that, but we need to be north of this figure at 1,300,000. 1.3 the bid. 2 in the race at this stage, multiple parties though. We've got a few just sitting and waiting to watch, see what the outcome is. I encourage you to participate. We're not here to listen to an auctioneer spruik at home, you're here to purchase and get on. And a 1.3, bidder number 3 is in pole position at this price point. 1.3 the offer. Less than 1.4 k's away from South Village. You got all the big 4. Aldi, Woolies, Coles. If you're looking for loo roll, at least you can cross 3 off your list in a short period of time. 1.3 the bid at 1,300,000. Great selection of cafes, restaurants, gyms, wonderful amenities at South Village. And yet you're just a nice distance away in a lovely residential pocket in this lovely suburb of Sutherland, tucked away North Sutherland. Again, I mentioned the proximity to both Kirui villages, Janali villages. You've got the high schools in both those geographies that will serve your children and your surname in good stead. But at 1.3, looks like I might have to put my vendor bid in and just position us or allow that negotiation to happen behind closed doors. 1.3 the bid. It's a 4 better, but of course if you could convert that living space if you wish, if you are looking to increase your brood, potential 5th bedroom on that secondary level, double lockout garage and off street, so there's room for the fleet, if you will, but at 1,300,000 a bid. And again I reiterate, bidder number 3 is in pole position to continue those negotiations behind closed doors at 1.3 the bid.
So that was obviously reserve, that's the amended reserve, we were just like, oh, I didn't know that, so she's going to have to think about it.
Okay. Sebastian's just kept me advised of conversations that he's continuing to have with our owner and our but I'm not going to disclose those to you. They are confidential. They are in relation to our reserve price, and I will let you know there has been a movement from our owner in relation to that expectation in their written reserve. We are now going to let our current bidders, and especially our high bidder, have first refusal at that amended price, and give them an opportunity to consider that as a sale price. If not, then we'll probably just allow our secondary bidder who's engaged an opportunity, but we do like to favour the high bidder in good faith that they have shown interest and keenness to purchase the home. But I will keep you advised to any movements. I can't be specific in relation to figures, but I certainly encourage you that it looks like a very good buy, and certainly indicates to me that we have a motivated owner, and we know we have a buyer who is very keen to purchase here today.
1325, number 3.
325. Chris Fellis has just had that conversation with our remote purchaser at 325. Put that through the system at 325. The bid at 1325. Confirm that bid. Just needed to put it through, and there it is. 325. The bid, live bid there. Increased bid again at 1325. The bid at 3 1/4 is the bid, and that's where we sit. Clearly that's not quite where we need to be, so negotiations are ongoing, and I reiterate, all an auction is the public negotiation for the sale of land and property. So this is going to continue. You do have to put up with me, but I am simply here to allow this unconditional contract to be executed in the safest way in this environment, but also in an unconditional manner, which has absolute value to both parties. You are excluding competition from conditional purchases from a buyer's point of view, and from an owner's point of view you have the security of a sale. A deposit is paid today. I will execute the contract on both parties' side. It is official, the deal is done, and then we can send out our owner into the marketplace with the prospect of purchasing their next family home. But at this price point, at 1325, the high bidder and the negotiations with them are ongoing. They are taking place by a number of forms. We're not too worried how that bid is placed. We have authority for them to bid both online and via the telephone. So we are just clarifying where we need to be in order to move forward. But at 1325 is the offer, unconditional offer that has been put to our owners since their revised reserve that Sebastian has approved. So I just need to allow that opportunity for an increased bid from our registered parties in order to secure this contract here today, this evening. Wonderful advantage. You have seen the property, you've touched it. So bear with me, just checking online. You just have to clarify the position there. So do bear with me as I just reiterate. Okay, I'm just going to allow that bid to come through. I'm just going to ask Sebastian what he would like me to do with that interest at that price point. So do bear with me. Sebastian is just. Let's just allow Chris an opportunity to talk to our registered parties. At 325 the offer. 1325. Need to be north of there for sure. 1325 the bid. 1325 I have. Unconditional contract ready to be signed. But at 1325 there's some work to do from our purchaser to give our owners something to consider about. We spent an hour discussing French red wine for a while, but also the current market, the possibilities that are open to both buyers and vendors in this situation, and certainly they understand the value in getting a deal done on auction evening here. No matter how it takes place, on site, in room, compliant with all the regulations, online, we're not concerned. We are here to transact real estate. We're here for you, to help you move. We understand that that's difficult. We understand there's lots going on in the world at this present moment. People still need to move. We want to keep this auction process alive and well and give people to negotiate in an open and transparent form. We do not want these negotiations to go back behind closed doors. This is open. You can see your competition online. We had clear conversations with both of our bidding registrants at this stage, and I reiterate to those online who are watching, you should be included or looking to be included in this negotiation. If you're sitting back and letting our current high bidder do all the work, you're putting them under a lot of pressure. Just going back into our system here, just to clarify. Bids at 1325. Just type those numbers in, or just call Chris and give him the authority to bid on your behalf. I'm not concerned how these bids come in. They are compliant with New South Wales legislation. We have authorities, of course, but at 1325, bit of work to do. I know Chris has been helping this lady bid at other auctions. She's missed out on a couple of occasions, so we'd love to give her the opportunity to conclude a sale when she's had the opportunity to feel, touch and emote with a property. How long that will last, I don't know. There's an opportunity now to have a value buy. 1325 the bid. I don't know, I'm quite tempted to throw a vendor bid in, but I'm going to leave that in the agent's hands at this price point. 1325 the bid. And there we stand. Chris and Sebastian, you can probably hear them on the phones at the back, having long conversations with our registered parties, and we just really want to allow them that opportunity. So forgive us if we just wait here. I'd love to have a conversation with both of them. Of course, they're remote from this location, so in a normal instance, I would be negotiating with both of these parties and just holding the auction. I think it's best that I allow Chris and Sebastian, who have those relationships with the buyers, to continue those negotiations. But I'm just here just to manage the bids that are coming through, or have been coming through. 1325. I think we're all aware that the price is 1325 at this point. We're just looking for an increased bid, and we're going to keep this auction live. We do not like passing them in negotiating afterwards. Our preference is to keep auctions live and allow that unconditional contract to be executed whilst I have the ability to sign those contracts and while I am present. Last auction of the day. It's been a good day in real estate in a tough market, there's no doubt about it, but we are here to help people move, and that's all we're trying to do, and find fair market value. But at 1325, I think it's a little unfair on our vendor at that price, and that's certainly their terms. 1325. No rush. My record is 54 minutes, so we've got another 26 to go. Please stay tuned as we move ideally forward to executing an unconditional contract here on Saturday the 28th of March here at the Hill and Vateri office in Sutherland. 1325. Oh, I'd love to be involved in these negotiations. That's what we love to do. We're here to make deals, and that's exactly what we're employed to do. It's a great home. I know Chris Fellows had a superb result in Sutherland a matter of 2 weeks ago, set the record price for a sale in this geography at $1,810,000. And that again was a 4-bed, 3-bath, double lockup garage. Did have a pool. It didn't have the street frontage. So my goodness, at 1325, to me, and of course to our owners, this represents exceptional value. But it's not going to transact at that price. So we're just going to see if there's an increased offer from either one of our registered parties who've engaged in the process so far, or if anyone is online who wish to jump in. I would like to direct this conversation to you. You can sit and wait. You can sit and wait and see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen in this marketplace, but we know those people who are here, there's going to be less supply for you to compete over, so the demand will be filtered onto a smaller patch. Demand and supply, we expect there to be some resilience, certainly, but our owners are happy to be taken consideration on any unconditional offers that happen here today on the auction floor. 325 is the bid. I just would love to be helping away from this news presenter role at the front. But I do need to keep you guys at home informed as to our process. I'm sure you've seen this all before. Our job is simply to allow that execution of that contract. So do allow us that opportunity to consider the position of both our purchasers and of course our owner. We discussed all eventualities at our vendor meeting the other night, and we sat there for an hour and a half just going through potential outcomes, and this was one of those scenarios that of course gets mentioned. Due diligence, professional. They've made their amendment, certainly on their expectation, and we are more than confident that their expectations are fair, and we just need to see an increased bid from our highest bidder to match those. Otherwise, we're simply just going to go back to the market with a price, probably somewhere around that 1.4, and go back to the market and allow the conditional buyers to come in and be included in those negotiations. So, auction at the moment, you will be competing against less buyers. I'm not here to make any bones about it, but that's an opportunity. It's competition that drives price. There's less of it on the floor. So if you are in a position to purchase, you're pre-approved, you're ready to go, you simply have to take advantage of that in the short term and sit back and wait. 325 the bid, 3.25 the offer, 325 the bid. At 325 is the offer on the auction floor. We're just sending some extra staff home. At 325 the bid. 3.25. 325 the bid. 601 at 6A Auburn Street for 449.5 square meters. Got wonderful alfresco areas at the rear and at the back of the garden. Really just a superb build. Not your classic project home, paper thin. This is a strong quality build, great street. You're elevated also, so you've got lovely district views and outlook over the views in Sutherland. I really do love working with Sebastian. He's a thoroughbred agent and he loves getting people moved. We've done some excellent negotiations between us and it is a pleasure to work alongside this team. We are very close. I will let anyone know online and our huge following that we are edging closer within our negotiations. That negotiation is at this stage not going to be published online through the system. We're just going to allow it just to continue behind closed doors, just to give our highest bidder that confidence. We will of course operate in full transparency when those bids are confirmed or that negotiation is confirmed. But I'd encourage anyone online who's watching that we're very close to concluding this deal, and those terms may be to the exclusion of extra or third parties negotiations. So if you're online and you wish to bid, I'd encourage you to place that bid in now, just before negotiations are concluded, via the telephone with Sebastian and Chris, dealing with both of our participants at this stage. The bid is still sitting officially at 1,325. We're simply buying time to conclude this negotiation. So do forgive us. I'm not on a clock. We're not paid for results, but we're in this to get people moved. That's what this industry is all about. That is our job. It got harder, but we will adapt. We're proving we can adapt, and we will continue to service our local communities as best we can by maximizing price. And that's exactly what we're allowing this time to do for our owners. I simply will not pass this in. We are selling this, but we need a little bit more work from our registered bidders in order to secure that sale. Sebastian said we were close. We're not smoking that cigar just yet, but at 325 is the official bid. That bid is online. Again, bidder number 3. They've been looking for some time, so my goodness. If you've been shopping a while ago, you'd be encouraged at the price that we're sitting at today. And this would be an excellent home. I really do sincerely mean that. We live in the Shire, and we know this represents a wonderful property and a wonderful proposition. We'd love to welcome, well actually the purchaser is a Shire lady, so I suppose once you're in you never leave the Sutherland Shire, so that was to be expected, and why would you? Wonderful lifestyle that is on offer here. It is pretty much unsurpassed, and if you compare to Sydney with proximity to quality beaches, multiple ones of those, this really is long term certainly a superb buy. My goodness, wonderful proposition. If you look at the thriving business community, small business, trades that operate out of the Sutherland Shire, this is a wonderful community to grow up, grow old in. It's resilient for that very reason, but we just would love to secure a sale on auction evening here on East Parade, Sutherland, for Hill and Viteri properties. Shrewd operators, very fair, very open. They love auction because it's transparent and fair. We're trying to keep this process exactly as that. So bear with us as we continue to negotiate with both sides of the equation. It needs to balance this equation, and it's not far away from being just that. In this home, actually, if you do have a little tiff with your partner, there are 2 bedrooms with en suites. I know my wife would certainly love to have a separate bathroom to myself. I can say that she is behind the camera, so it's all fair. 4 bed, 3 baths, secondary WC downstairs, level lawns, just the quality of the build. It's good that people have seen this home. It's good that they felt it, touched it, viewed it, because that gives them the feeling of that quality that runs through it completely. And it really was built, one of the most popular auctioneer lines, certainly built with the heart and not the calculator. This was not a development opportunity to make money. This was a family home, side by side with family members. Now is the time to move on. It's as simple as that. We'd love to help them do so this evening at 325. We are still sitting there. I'm just going to refresh the online platform and just clarify our bidders are still sitting there. Yep, no problem there. At 1325, technology has been superb today, but we're just doing a negotiation. And again, I'm just not going to pass this in. We're going to keep this live and give it every opportunity to secure a sale while the auctioneer is here, so I can execute the contract on both sides. Only a 10-minute drive home, but just going to sit and wait and allow this negotiation to continue. Well, we now have a phone call to our potential purchaser who's making a secondary phone call, maybe asking for a little bit of extra cash from bank and mum and dad. I'm not sure. I wish I could hear it. I'd love to be included.
I'm wondering, set a new record with you?
Well, Sebastian, you do hold the record for 54 minutes, and that was at 54.
Right.
Let me just share. We are currently at 38, and I can't see the viewership count, but we may have dropped a couple. We're at 38 minutes right now.
Okay, wonderful.
So there's plenty of
So
time.
you don't let me have middle of the day slots anymore, do you? I have to do 5:30 p.m. here.
Sebastian, you are a negotiator. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. 16 minutes to beat your record, sir. No auctions after this, though, so that's a win.
Win for you.
Win for me. Well said, Sebastian. Always a sense of humour, no matter what the situation. And he makes a very good cup of coffee, also. I would like to congratulate Sebastian and his wife. They had their 3rd child recently. Beautiful baby girl. 2 boys, 1 girl. I'm 2 girls, 1 boy, so I'm not sure who got that the right way around, but it's a family business. Much love. Serving this local community for a long period of time. And we'd just love to get another sale under our belt here today, certainly to conclude a very big week for Australia, a very big week for the real estate industry. We are essential. We will continue to work for you, and we will do our very best to keep this system transparent and fair, and this is why we're allowing time. We're not here to rush anyone. We're not going to threat them with passing it in. We just want to see where they're comfortable at bidding. And if that takes an extra few moments, we're certainly going to allow them that time. technically we do have until midnight. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that. That would certainly break a record, but that's 5 hours, 49 minutes away. So settle in. Maybe I should just pause the stream right there, go and grab another cold beer as we continue to work hard here on the auction floor. Well, actually, I know that I'm just filling time, trying to keep you all engaged in this process, while I know Sebastian, Chris, and our vendors are in constant communication. Darren is also back there, another 25-year plus veteran of real estate in the Shire. So there's a brains trust out there that is formidable, and we're just really talking through all the opportunity and value points that we would certainly encourage our vendor and buyer to take advantage of on the floor. So at 1325 we're sitting. Do you know what? I'm quite tempted to pop to Oak Road to Kirui Village after this. Oh, I can't. Moam, the beautiful Japanese restaurant at the top there, tucked in on the right hand side, consistently the top rated restaurant in the Kirui geography. Used to go there on Friday lunches with my old real estate team. Happily now I'm on the other side of the fence as an auctioneer. I can know that this is a tough time for real estate agents. I've spoken to a huge number this week, and we are all fighting hard, and we're doing that in front of a camera at this price point at 1325 the bid. 42 minutes and counting. I think Sebastian just wants to break that record now, just so he can put it out of reach of the second place sitter. Wasn't too far away from that point actually, but it's not a rush. It's a decision that, especially at the moment, really has to be taken seriously on both sides of this equation, and we don't want to pressure anyone into making a decision that they regret. And that, again, I will reiterate, that works on both sides of the real estate equation. We never sell property. We facilitate premium price, owners make a decision, and that's why auction is my favourite method of sale, and of the top agents remains so, and I really hope it does remain that way. We will fight hard for it, but at 325 we're just, I can hear some conversations on that phone. I'm sure you can hear the mutterings in the distance and behind us, but I would just love to see that bid officially put through the system, just to see a little bit of progress towards that set reserve price. I'm just going to allow Mrs. V a conversation with Sebastian, just to see if there's any update that I can keep you advised and informed as where we stand in those negotiations. Obviously it's a private negotiation at this stage. Despite auction being a public forum, we do have conversations with buyers that are private. This one is certainly more private than most. It's remote, but we are in conversation. Sorry, I'm just trying to listen in to the conversations on the telephone there. The bid's at 1325, and I'm just hoping to conclude proceedings, as I mentioned, under auction conditions here at 6A Auburn Street in Sutherland. I would love to see what people are, if they're still watching, enjoying this stream, but you've got to understand how hard we are trying to work to conclude a sale, and yes, there are variables at the moment, and we are working with those.
Just an extra phone call to family to get some additional funds. So we're very close.
Excellent. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you for keeping me informed. I will pass that information on to our viewership and those other online bidders. The high bidder has requested an opportunity to make a phone call to family, to bank of mum and dad. Their interest rates are even more competitive, so we're just going to allow them that opportunity. At 325 is the official bid on the floor, so do bear with us. We are really doing our very best to conclude proceedings in front of the camera and in front of the viewership at home.
I think we've even gone to the Bank of Hill and Bateri for this one.
Oh really?
We're having to do a bit of negotiation.
Well, there we go. Well, that's really, look, that really, I don't know if you heard that, I will reiterate that. There are many things you can negotiate with on auction day, inclusions, for example, settlement terms, size of deposit, and price, naturally. There are costs related to a sale. We are certainly pulling every lever, turning every knob to tweak a deal that is suitable for both a purchaser and a buyer, and that's what this is about. We are negotiators, and we're doing our very best, and I think that's clear by the length of time this auction has presented. But even the master bedroom in this house is his and hers en suite. So my wife wouldn't need to move out if we were lucky enough to live in a home of this quality. You've got that beautiful private balcony, of course, walk-in robes. So look, it's a good family home. Really is. Now, I can't argue with that. 4-bed, 3-bath, separate WC, double lock-up garage. Those are the formations that we love. 4-4-2, pretty much the greatest game in the world. At 4-4-2. So we've had an increased bid to $1,332,500, and that is a bid we have chosen to accept and move forward with. So do bear with us. I do not have the authority to sell at that price point, so do bear with me as we just go back to our owners with this revised offer. They, of course, are watching from a safe distance via the online feed. So allow us to put that bid in front of them, reminding them, of course, it's an unconditional contract. The deposit will be paid today, and I will execute the contract on their behalf super quick. There's no doubt about it. 1,332,500. So an increased bid of $17,500 from 1,325 to 1,332,500. Unconditional offer. Bidder number 3. She's been doing a lot of the lifting. You'll see this. I will reiterate to anyone who's watching this from a learning perspective, an idea to get an idea how auctions work. Just because you're the highest bidder doesn't mean you're buying the home. There are vendor expectations. There are things to consider with conditional offers that will happen post-auction. So at this price point, 1,332,500.
We have instructions.
We have instructions.
We do.
To those gathered at home, to those online registered parties, if there is no better offer at $1,332,500, we will be selling this home. So I'm going to make that abundantly clear to those gathered. 332. If you've been waiting this long to bid, you're not going to make many friends in Sutherland. So I'm going to call it away. First chance at 3,325. Second chance. Third. No better bid. All finished. Silent. Sold! Congratulations to our online purchaser. Great result for the Hill of Terry team. Sebastian, you've done it. 48 minutes. You've got first and second in the longest auction chart. I don't care. Nor does our owner, nor does our buyer. We've sold another one. People are moving, and so should we. Thanks for your time. Please do enjoy the rest of your weekend.